whenever you reach a point where the arrows are, that's when the obstacle portion starts, and you will be given your two choices. Think over your choices carefully as you proceed. So, probably don't want to describe those parts. When you reach this point, however, actually no, we'll keep that point. Never mind.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Alright, so basically yes, avoid getting caught. Once the enemy lands on the space that you are on, that's a lose.
So what can the player do?
Hmm?
What can Gabe do? He has movement. How often does he move? How far can he move?
Based on, it depends on the dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
For this, yeah.
I want to know how it'll work once I get here.
Yeah, so go
We gotta get there.
Roll your dice.
Yep, and you get one extra turn as well. You get a little bit of a start
Yeah,
ahead.
we're giving you a head start.
I need it.
Yeah, you do.
God. Oh wait.
There you go.
Alright.
Do I keep my other 3 turns?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Depending on what happens, yeah.
now you're on a junction
Alright.
point.
So, you have run into the guard post. You can either go above it, or you can go around it.
How about under it?
No.
You have two choices.
I go above it.
You go above it. As you hop over, pulling yourself with one hand, you slip and fall on your face, breaking your nose. -1 from roll for the rest of the game.
Ooh, shit.
Yep, so it'll land right there.
Also, -1 health.
This feels a lot like Dungeons and Dragons.
How does
Except with my freedom of choice.
how does he track his health?
You do have to try issues.
Okay.
Yeah, but I break my face. What if I'm a badass?
Clearly you're not, because you've broken your face. So you have 2 movement left.
So,
Do
just my turn.
do I keep my wait?
You don't
does
keep
that-
3, you get 2, right?
stay
Because you've
right
lost.
there,
You
yeah.
stay
Oh, okay.
Damn. Okay.
Alright.
Oh, so you lose the rest of your movement
It
after
depends on what you choose, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like now you're kind of like winded after knocking your face into the floor.
Am I ready to go ahead and
Yep.
roll?
I'm playing that one safe.
Wow. So 3, 1, 2, 3.
Don't like this game anymore.
It's a 7.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is a very Michael Myers vibe. Your hunter is just walking towards you while you're running away.
Right?
Can he just respawn closer to me?
No.
And just, okay.
Nope.
So it's not that one. Yes.
So,
What happens here?
so you will stop right there, make your next
1,
choice.
2, 3.
Alright, so you have come to the boarded door. It is, you can either choose to remove the upper board or the lower board.
I feel like I'm not gonna win either way. Lower board.
Lower board. As you crouch down and kick the board, the wood continues to bounce back as the dirt from your footprints on the door. As you yell and strike at the wood, it breaks, and it also breaks your ankle.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Oh.
As you climb through, you avoid a sharp nail that is on the back of the board.
I avoided.
Mm-hmm.
Basically broke.
Also, another -1.
So it's -2 on you.
Yeah.
On the roll, and is there an effect on health?
Yeah. Also -1 to health.
Okay.
You are down to 1 HP.
So if he rolls a 1, does that mean he goes back 1 if he rolls?
Nope,
No,
you
You
just
just don't move.
Doesn't move?
Okay. So anything that's not a 3 or higher stays place.
Gotcha.
Thank God. I need this at 5.
Which is a 3. Or did you roll?
It's a 7.
Gotcha.
So it's 5.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm gonna get you.
Eventually.
Slowly but surely. I'm
Okay,
going
Michael.
to get you.
Just
Hey.
That's
And then I have to go around.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
interesting. Interesting.
you have a very safe kidnapper coming after you.
Mm-hmm.
4.
6.
That's what it's for. 1.
I'm gonna get you, girlie. I'm gonna get you.
So diagonal movements are still 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Quite faster though.
1, 2, 3.
Enemy is also a little diagonal.
Yeah. It's. I guess it's fine. Shit. 2.
I'm going to get you
Eventually.
eventually. Wow.
Are there shortcuts here, or can I go up the mountain? Okay.
Sorry, this.
Go ahead and take your roll.
This is not like Wildlands, man.
No, it's
I'm
not.
not doing the shooting here. 2 again.
Alright, next obstacle.
Right now.
You are presented with the obstacle of the cart. You can either go over it, or you can go around it.
I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna go around it.
Okay.
Good way.
So as you skirt around the cart, nothing happens, and it simply takes you 3 spaces.
Just gonna say I fully expected it to run you over.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just my K over
It
here.
did once.
And they were like, stop it.
I am.
Do you have like a set of things that you randomly choose from? So like, is there an instance where the card does run him over?
No.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
There was.
So
Be kind to
how
me,
do you
man.
how do you choose what happens?
Well, there was. Sorry.
So now it's just one per.
Yeah, there's just one. Yeah.
Our narrator
But I
was
can change
cool,
it
so we
to
had to tone it down.
Yeah.
I mean,
We were
if you're
good.
trying to teach them that there's a good way and a bad way, and every way is always a bad way,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not seeing anything good.
Alrighty.
Because you're on the verge of death. So
Yeah.
it's good that you
I
walked
wanna
around.
I have 1 HP,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
and I got 2 more choices to do.
He went around the cart, so shouldn't
Yep.
Yeah,
he be on the
so
other
that's
side?
1, 2, 3.
No, no, so now
No.
he's taking
Oh,
a
yeah.
long route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So if he had more health on him, he could have risked it and take the quicker route, but that was
probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never played.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then.
So you have to take the other option.
Yeah,
He
so
takes the upper
over,
one.
right? Yeah.
Under, was it under?
He's
It's
up.
up.
Yeah, it's under and
Upper board, right?
under.
Under?
Yeah.
So he's going
I picked the down board.
Right. He kicked through the board. So what happens to him?
So he has to pick upper board.
I have to pick the down board.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I picked it down.
Yeah, he
down
picked
board.
the down board.
Yes.
So-
I have to take down board too.
What?
Oh, right.
He takes the opposite, right?
Yeah, I have to
So
take
what
the
happens
opposite.
to him?
Alright,
If he doesn't die, I'm gonna be mad.
so you pulled the board off, and this kind of like resets the door, so there's still 2 boards and all that. So you pulled the upper board off, and you climb through it, you fall, and you dislocate your arm. Because you're the attacker. Also, -1 to your roll.
End up on the other side.
So does he have mythological infinite health as the serial killer who's infinitely chasing you?
No, he has 3 HP as well.
Oh,
Now
okay.
2.
Okay.
Your turn.
I'm going to get you.
So the serial killer, not serial killer, but the kidnapper cannot just Michael Bay it through everything.
Michael Bay! I'm going to get you. 4.
Oh, he's catching up.
I know. I know.
I'm going to get you.
Shit.
Bro.
Just saying.
I'm going to get you.
You
It's
have like
getting
a
dangerous
whole
now.
head start of a mess.
Oh,
Rolls an
God.
infinite 6. Oh man.
4.
He's giving you such a leeway with it.
I'm
No
going
doubt.
to get
Please
you.
give me an 8. 4.
So,
4. Something.
I'm going to get you.
No, you won't.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. So that's 2, right?
Yeah. Does he know something I don't? Is there a shortcut here? Wait a minute.
no.
Seems like there is. 2. 1, 2.
I'm going to get you. Am I going to say that every time? Hell yeah, I am. Why? Because it's funny to me. 8.
So just
1.
I started
2,
so well.
3, 4. And then I have to go over, right?
you have to go over.
Yep.
Please tell me he breaks something.
Wow.
Breaks a leg. Come on. What would have happened to me?
He jumps over the cart, his foot catches the side, he falls and he sprains his neck, and he gets another -1 from the
Really? He doesn't get killed by that?
No.
I just sprained my neck,
It's just
man.
it's just a prick right there.
Kind of kills the suspense of you escaping from an enemy if the enemy kills themselves in the
Yeah.
environment.
I'd be fine with that.
But he does also lose another HP.
So you're both
That's a
down.
one
I'm
point.
on -2 on my rolls now.
You guys are both hobbling around,
Yep.
almost dead.
Come here, Kelly.
And I'm not very lucky, so.
Ooh.
6.
You were saying?
No,
Alright.
this is where I get unlucky.
You are presented with the choice of the bike or the truck, which is poorly drawn. So which one would you like to take?
If you want to nab the bike or hop a ride with the truck.
Do we know anything else?
Or is this something like a need to know basis?
Should we tell him about the?
Yeah. So you can take the bike now, but if you take the truck, you have to wait one turn.
I'm going to get you.
I'm
That's
gonna.
definitely useful information.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna use the bike.
All right.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about. You can go ahead and play. In the
What happens?
in the pitch,
So,
is that
you moved one space?
there have to be clues that help the player make a strategic decision about which option they're going to take, and so giving them a more thorough description of each of their two options, like visually what they would see in the game. Obviously, as well as anything that's going to affect time, if that's going to be communicated to them in the digital game, should be communicated to them somehow for the prototype.
Four spaces left. Do I have to?
So how
One,
does
two.
this mechanic work?
3, 4.
The bike.
Yeah.
So
My turn.
Does the bike move faster?
yeah, the bike gives you +2 on roll, but if you are injured, you only move half the spaces.
Dude.
Well, if you have 2 injuries, you only move half the spaces.
Dude.
So wait, what?
So he's actually being penalized for using a bike.
I would have walked. Come on, man.
So wait, yeah, is he being penalized then?
No, he's still getting +2.
But
You have 2 injuries.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has 2 injuries.
But +2, but half of that.
So +1.
So +1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's half of the awarded. Okay.
Oh, alright.
I thought it was half total.
Yeah, I thought it was half.
That's
the
what it sounded
total
like.
movement.
I would have walked. Come on.
Yeah.
So 2.
So 3. Does this count?
Yeah.
This is right there.
No.
Yeah. I might just. Nah,
I
I'm
tripped
gonna
over.
jinx
I
it.
tripped over a rock, guys.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
You might escape.
Seven.
Come on.
1, 2.
And you stop once you reach the end of the road there, which is that green line.
Yeah, you just gotta get past
So
that.
you can move past.
4.
There you go.
Is that another choice?
Nope.
No, you like hop off the bike.
Yeah, you hop up.
And that
Do I
takes
lose
up the
my-
rest of your?
Do I lose my bonus? I still have some.
No, you lose.
Yeah, now that you're off
Once
the
you're
bike.
past the green line.
wheels.
Does he still have remaining moves?
Well, yeah, he had
Yeah.
Okay. So you have
But-
3 more.
3 more spaces.
1, 2, 3.
You were so close.
I'm so close, but I can still get killed
Yeah.
So 1.
for some reason.
Freddy Krueger.
Alright, you ready?
No. What?
Alright, your next option.
Right. You are presented with the fight outside the EDM club.
It's a fight?
Yep. You can either go around the fight and through. You can either go around the fight and through the crowd, or you can just run straight through it,
I can't run.
or
Move through.
Hobble.
hobble straight through it.
Okay. I mean, I could die either way. I'm gonna go around it.
You wanna go around it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now going around it does.
Gets you
space.
killed.
Hold up. Lost my space.
Because apparently everything gets you killed here.
It is -3 from the roll for 1 turn.
Okay. Okay. No,
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Alright, your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna get you. Do I not move?
You don't.
No, you lose a turn because you have to wait for the
Oh
turn.
yeah, that's true. Well,
Well, no,
he's not even there.
Yeah,
No.
right there.
Because
Oh, that's right.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
This
So.
is a bad run for the kidnapper.
I can't make.
That is a question
I cannot make-
that I have for
Sounds
you
like
guys.
I
Then.
get for it.
How many times have you guys run through this?
A
4?
4 or 5
Four or
there?
five.
Yeah.
Has the kidnapper ever kidnapped?
Yes.
Twice? Okay. So is it consistent half and half, or what do you have to do
It's
to get
chance.
it?
The first
Yeah,
time,
and
we
it shouldn't
realized we
be.
had to make a lot of changes, so we did that.
Okay, so I gotta wait.
I couldn't tell what was.
I would say
Okay,
it's like a.
sorry.
What were you going to say, Nicole?
The first time we had to make a lot of changes, so I guess we won't count that one. The third, 3 times though, there was 2 losses and there won 1.
Yeah, so I have to wait a turn for
Now,
that.
Yep.
and the differences between the caught and the not caught, were there significant
8.
choices
5. No,
made,
3.
or was it?
We tried to
No, you
variety
already rolled your
choices.
loss, so
Okay.
you can roll you can move the 4-4.
I moved 3 spaces.
So wait, what'd you roll, 6?
I rolled an
Oh,
8.
8.
I
I
moved
just wanted
3.
to see
I
like
guess.
how much randomization
Yep.
affected it.
Yeah. So, how do it symbolizes that I move outside, like
Yep.
go here?
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Wait, why only 3?
Because a -3 for going around.
You
the
already
crowd.
you rolled a 1,
Yeah.
and so he said it's only -3 for 1 roll, right?
Yeah.
So this one is full.
No, he hasn't gone through the around
Yeah.
the crowd yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not 1 roll
Yeah.
whenever you go through.
Yeah, pretty
Plus
much.
I'm injured, so another -2.
Alright. So, oh yeah, can I get it on the card thingy now? Was that my turn? Or can I get the
Yeah.
check?
Wait.
He waited the previous turn.
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so
So-
immediately end up there.
Yep.
So
Is-
Florida man there will
Jeez.
take him to the end of the road.
Is not
Nice.
is Florida man not like a rapist or something and takes care of the bad guy?
We're friends. Me and him are friends,
It's
okay?
Florida man. What do you expect?
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Florida man does what he wants.
He might bite your face off.
Might?
Or
No,
stab
he
you with a
will.
squirrel.
Yes, another 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Right there at the police station. Huh?
You're -2, remember? So
Oh,
this is
shit.
1.
Yeah, dang it. Ow.
Gotta go back to being Michael Myers.
Hey, you
Oh,
made
you
it.
won.
Nice.
You lived, Gabe. You lived.
All right. So your thoughts, Gabe?
It was fun, a fun game. At the beginning, it seemed like I was only destined to lose because no option seemed good. Now it's really up to chance. I mean, sure, the fact that some people can lose, and it's very probable. I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
Cool.
So the one thing I would encourage you guys to do for the next prototype is to remove the die roll for movement, because I would bet in your digital game there's a consistent movement speed that the player and the enemy have, and then you add in strategy, right? Because now I'm deciding how I'm using movement, and it doesn't mean you can't subtract movement when they get injured. I think that's great. That's fine. I would give them a way to keep track of it, maybe, just like a red tally or something for every hit they're taking for their die roll. But right now, it's like I feel like it was just the luck of a few rolls versus strategic skill, which I think would be more engaging. You feel good because you won.
Yeah.
If you'd lost, probably not as good, right? But if you'd lost because it was your own fault, because you made the wrong choices, I think that's different than it just being a bad die roll.
Fair enough. Yeah. Alright, so are we ready to begin? Again.
You ready?
Yeah.